Hi, I'm Brenda. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be discussing a topic of doing the work. I have been on my ascension path for several years and have been working on healing a lot of things. You are able to use your birth chart to find some of the clues to help you on what you need to heal. This past weekend, I had spent some time with my girlfriends down someplace. I had spent some time with my ex-husband and where my children had spent a lot of their childhood down at the lake. It was a lot of fun experiences, but I knew I would be getting triggered there just because all of the prior energy that I had with the lake. So as expected, there was a little bit of a triggering experience that happened because to truly learn how to heal from an experience, you have to feel the emotions and then release the experience. I have been working for quite a while on healing my self-worth and knowing my value, and have really been working on this quite a bit lately with my husband, making sure I feel heard. And of course, so there was a situation that had happened that really made me step back into a pattern of my past. So I had to separate myself. I've learned in the past, if you're not in a good vibration, you're not going to be a benefit to anyone. So I took a walk, and then I came back to the camp, and I got my notebook that I do a lot of my work in, and I was talking to my higher self on my walk and came to realize that that was just a triggering moment, and I had to sit for a little while and meditate and figure out how did that experience make me feel that it happened. The next thing I had to do was to really just take a step back from the situation, try to see it from a different perspective. Think about a time, in the past. Normally we have things that, lessons that kind of spiral around just to kind of see if you've learned them. Sometimes they get a little harder. If you mastered it, sometimes a different person will come in to teach you the lesson. So just you have to be open and just try to see what the pattern is. Awareness that it is part of your pattern is really helpful, I have found in the past. So just realizing that, oh, this is a pattern for me, can kind of help you step back just a little bit to see where that's happened before, and then just take a little time to feel those feelings and just let those feelings be released. Take a little time to see what was your role in the situation, what is the other person's role, what did they do to trigger you, what actually caused the triggering, and are you aware that this is a trigger for you? And then just, I would do some journaling to try to, understand the pattern, where that energy comes from. You have to really understand that pattern to start doing the work to improve, those things in your life. If you choose to not do the work and feel the energy, then we tend to store that energy in our bodies. It normally manifests at some point as pain. So a lot of times once you're clearing energy, you will have random pain throughout your body. That is just the energy moving. I'm just looking at my notes. We tend to have lessons, like I said, repeat. They will repeat till we totally clear that trauma. You know that trauma is cleared when there is that trigger of something that you would realize, hey, that used to trigger me, and you really have no emotional response to it. That does take a lot of time. We do tend, like I said, to have things spiral back around in a different way to make sure you have learned that lesson and to make sure that we're not having any. A lot of times we fall back into old patterns. So a lot of times it's just good to take a little bit of time and even a few days later to go back and read your journal, and reflect upon why did I have that energy. I have been working on doing some Akashic Records clearing, and I was recently working on releasing that. So I had expected it to come up. I did handle my emotional response a lot better than I have in the past, which is definitely making some forward progress. I just chose to step my energy back, try to be aware of the situation. I did try to explain to the other person that this was just a trigger. It was nothing against them personally. It was just had been a heated moment, so it was a little bit hard to understand everything right then. So we just both took a little time, came back together the next day, talked about it with clearer heads, and our friendship is back to normal and stronger than ever. It is just important to realize that anything can trigger someone, big or small. We just never know what somebody else is dealing with, that it could cause that triggering feeling. I hope this message helps and is just a little step of how I am working on doing the work of healing my past traumas. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, or you can reach out to my email address, and I would be more than happy to answer or give any kind of guidance that I am able to. Thank you.